Hey, how y'all doing? I'm Will. This is Say How You Feel. It's been a while since I've done a video, but I have decided and figured out which way I want to do this. I want to run this channel. One of the things I want to do is do some, pretty much show you how to work the heat press, how to start your own businesses with the heat press. I have a full color screen printing press right here, and I'll get into that too at some point. I do mugs. I don't know if you can see the mug press right there. Bam. There it is. I also use vinyl. I have a Cricut 2 over there. I have a Cricut 3 in another room with another heat press. Let's see. I'm buying a exposure unit here probably next week. My goal is next week to go ahead and get it. Just because I need to go ahead and get it. Let's see. I have most of the other stuff that I need. I'm going to talk about running an Etsy page, running a website, what I do differently on both. I don't do a lot of, I was getting ready to say something, but I decided to change my mind. Here's why. I do a lot of custom work for people, and I reach out for custom work. But things like Etsy and my website, I don't do custom work. Unless you know me, or unless I'm reaching out, building my clientele on the custom side, I really don't do custom work. I kind of stick with, I won't say it's a t-shirt line. I'll say I use a lot of stock transfers, and I'll discuss those. Matter of fact, that's what I want to talk about in this video here, is doing stock transfers. I'm trying to see if I have one I can grab right quick. Give me 1 second. This is one. It's just a screen printed transfer. This says Fit for a King, Mark 15 and 17. This says Pick Jesus. You know, it's interesting because on the paper it actually reads backwards, and when I put it up to here, it actually reads straight. So yeah, Pick Jesus. This one says Don't Cope Without Jesus. This says, well, you can read this, Prince Hall Mason. For those who don't know, yes, I am a Mason from Capitol Hill 251 here in Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm going to say it because I'm proud of it. But that's neither here nor there. But what, so I'm going to talk to people about, part of this particular video is going to be the beginning of a series where I discuss how to start a t-shirt business, what's your best method, what's your best budget. And I'm talking about this thing because I get a lot of conversation, and I even had a recent customer ask me about some questions about it. And yeah, let's just say I figured it's time to do some videos and do a series. And my goal is to at least once every Thursday to get it out on Thursday. So this will be Wednesday today, and I'm gonna drop it tomorrow. But at least every Thursday to drop one video on how to get a t-shirt business started and what you need. So that being said, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and talk about what you need. If you had bare knuckles, no real money, just bare knuckles, wanted to get a t-shirt business started, I would start with a heat press. Notice how I stopped talking? That's it. A heat press. I don't like the 15 by 15s. I'm a firm believer in getting 16 by 20s. The reason is because when you get the 15 by 15, when you want to do larger designs, it becomes problematic. So if you do start off with a 16 by 20, you can stay at a 16 by 20 and be okay. Whereas if you go with a 15 by 15, you're gonna want to upgrade. Now you got an extra press, which is not bad because I have a third heat press over here. This is my first heat press, and here's why I say that. I bought this heat press with the package deal from Pro World. I'll put the link in the description. I then turned around and bought another press, 15 by 15, off of Amazon. Now, people will talk about Amazon presses, and in some respects they're right, some they're wrong. For the 15 by 15 that I bought from Amazon, it didn't last me but a hot minute. I think it lasted me maybe a year. But here's the catch. The first time I opened it was on an order that paid for it. I had already had it. So when I opened it, it was on an order that literally made enough money that it paid for not only the supplies, my profit would pay for that press anyway. So I really didn't care. Anything else I made after that year was strict profit with it anyway. You know, it wouldn't take me long to get my investment back. But by then, I had also ordered me a 16 by 16, 16 by 20, because I realized that I didn't necessarily like the size of the 15 by 15. So, fast forward, this is in, I want to say, almost 10 years ago. 8 to 10 years ago. I started doing church when I was 17. Stopped for a while, fast forward, started doing it back when I was in college, when I went to TSU. We did a Divine Nine function, and I made some church for them, and then right after that I ended up starting my t-shirt business because I enjoyed doing it again. So I ended up buying everything. That press went out, had the 16 by 20. This is back in 2012, 2013, so however long ago that was. It's not quite 10 years, but not far from it either. It's like 7, 8, something like that. Whatever. I have to think. I'm getting old. But, irregardless. So I bought the 16 by 20 from Amazon, and to be honest with you, that press still knocking them out every time I turn around. My wife still uses that press. It's still her favorite press. Now I use this most of the time. It's another 16 by 20 that I got from Alpha Supply, which I love. This is, you know, and I love this partly because it already has a Teflon sheet up top. I don't have to do anything. I just, you know, whatever. So, but I still like my other one too. I still like the original 16 by 20. And I have a hat press. And I do some, like I said, I do sublimation. I'm gonna talk about the printers and all of that. So without further ado, the reason why I say get your heat press first is because you can get one for like, the one from Amazon is like 200, maybe 200 some change. I can't remember exactly what it is. I'll link it probably somewhere and put it in there. But you can get that press and get you some orders. And the orders can be, you can order plastic salt transfers. You got places like Transfer Express, you got places like F&M, just a plethora of places you can go to. Those are just two. I use several, and one day I'll put a list together for you guys. But you go to these places, order some transfers, boom. Then you get you another piece of equipment, which is a printer, which I'll talk about in another video. But you get your printer. But to do the first order, all you need is some transfers and a t-shirt. Let me show you why. So, I'm going to get, I'm going to take this shirt. I got a partner of mine that sells t-shirts that are not up to par to be put in the store or to sell to people. So I use those as scrap t-shirts or practice t-shirts, and you know, just something so that I can go ahead and you know, show people demonstrations, things like that. So I'm gonna get y'all nice and angle right there. And these are one of the t-shirts. So I have some transfers I ordered from, I want to say I ordered these from Pro World or somewhere. Yeah, Pro World. One of the places that I ordered transfers from. So I'm trying to find one that I want to use, and I have not figured out which one I want to use. So I'll use this one. And matter of fact, I'm just gonna press the whole thing. So you lay it there. So you order your transfers, you send in the artwork, and then when they send it to you, they'll send it in a little package, envelope, or something, however they send it. And I'll have to show you how different companies send it, and I'll do that at some point. Now, the pressure and the temperature is usually based off of a hot tonic. Hot tonic is probably one of the leading heat pressures you can get. So therefore, that's gonna be the one they usually base it off of. They usually tell you if you don't have a hot tonic, go up a few degrees, and all of this, that, and the third, and leave it on just a little bit longer. This says it's set for 375. I have mine set for just about 400. Pre-pressed garment for 5 to 7 seconds. Press transfer for 7 seconds. Peel hot with a smooth, steady motion. So it gives you the instructions. And the reason why I'm keeping it on here is so if I want to order this particular transfer from them again, I can order it and it'll tell me I have the instructions. So you straighten it out, make sure it's straight on there. The shirt probably isn't straight anyway, in this particular case. So then you go ahead and press it. Now I have these gloves because, like I said, I do mugs, and one of my large brothers gave them to me. He does mugs too, but I think he got these from somewhere he worked at. I don't even know. Lift it up. You peel it up. Boom. Transfer comes off. Here's the funny part. The bottom of it is backwards, which is funny. So what I'm going to do is look for here we go. So what I normally do is I take one of these, which is a parchment paper, and I'll go back on top of it after I press it. And I'll press it again for maybe another 10 seconds. And I do that just to make sure that it's really adhered strong and there's no problem. So, if you can see, then you have a custom t-shirt. This is a screen printer transfer. You don't have any screen printers? It's a screen printer transfer. Push that back. Then go ahead and put that there. Ooh. Make sure y'all see the t-shirt. So, what I just showed you was a screen printed t-shirt that is done in, like I said, I pressed it twice. That's just my personal preference. You know, it just depends on what I'm doing, how I'm doing it. I'll press it twice, press it once, just depends. But you don't have to have the equipment. You don't have to screen print equipment. You don't have to have any of that. You press it one time and you move forward. You know, and then your search is done. So at the end of the day, you can give people high quality work without having to have the headaches of all the learning curve, the equipment that you gotta get, learning how to screen print, and all of that, you know, all those type of deals. So if you have any more questions, please like, share, and subscribe. Leave a comment at the bottom. I'll answer any questions that you have. And trust and believe, it's not as hard as you think. Just get your heat press and start. The design software, heck, you can tell a person, look, I'll do your t-shirts, but you're going to have to do me a solid and have your design already. I don't have no design software. I don't know how to do no designs. I just need to be able to take it from what you got and upload it. This is what I needed. I need it in 300 DPI. I need it in PNG, or I need it in Photoshop, PSD, or I need it in AI file. And I need to go ahead and I can just send it right on up there to them. This is the size I need, a 12 by 12, 11 and a half by 14, whatever the size you need, whatever the people that's printing your design require, give them this all up front. And whoever's doing their design, they can give it to them and tell them the information. And then all you got to do is order the transfers. And you got your first order. So maybe the next video we'll talk about how to get the order. But until then, thank you for joining us and say how you feel. I'm Will. Go ahead and please like, share, subscribe, and I hope to see you on the next side. Hit that bell for notifications. Peace.